Hey, I'm Steve Krenz for Guitar Gathering. Thanks for joining us on this quick lesson on the Christmas Carol Silent Night. There's a PDF that goes along with this. The link for that is in the YouTube description down below, so make sure you download that. It's all free, and you can print it out, and you have the music there in front of you. So if you can, click the link and subscribe. That always helps us as well. If you guys are ready to go, let's go ahead and get started. It was a cold night in 1818 when Franz Gruber needed to come up with this song, and so it was a Christmas Eve, and the organ was broken, so they had to use a guitar. And so a guitar has been associated with Silent Night ever since. Let me play this arrangement for you, and then we'll talk about it and learn it. So let me just play it for you here first. There you go. A beautiful little arrangement of Silent Night. You know, I've played this for countless Christmas Eve services. We'll probably play it for the Christmas Eve service this year. So the song is written in most hymnals in the key of B flat, but where we play it on guitar is G. So if you need to, if you're playing along with other people and you're playing along with someone who's reading out of a hymnal, you're probably going to have to capo at the 3rd fret in order to get it to sound right. But it's customary to play it in G. So I'm just going to play this. That's why I put this version in G. Don't worry about capoing, but just kind of let you know if you want to try and play along with that, you probably have to use a capo at the 3rd fret. All right, so let's take a look at this. You're in 3/4 time. You got 3 beats per measure. It's a rather slow 3. We're in the key of G, so you've got F sharp. So if I'm thinking of a G scale, G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. F sharp, and then G. So it starts off with pretty basic forms. We have a G. Now you may be familiar with a G with a pinky down here all the way down there, but I'm going to, just for our melody note, we got to keep that melody note in mind. I'm going to put that pinky on the 2nd string at the 3rd fret. And I'm doing this finger style. Now you could do it 3rd, 2nd, and pinky, or if you wanted to switch it around, you could do 2, 1, and then the 3rd finger down here. Then 1st finger comes down and catches this open 3rd string, 2nd finger or 2nd fret A. Let everything ring out. So that's the first move. Basically, you're only moving your 3rd finger and your 1st finger. Take a look at the next line. Got to really open it up here for this D5. I don't have a 3rd in that, so it's written as a D5, kind of a D power chord if you want to think about it that way. Open D, 1st finger on the A, 2nd finger on the D, pinky on this high A on the 1st string at the 5th fret. Now the tab, you've got the tab written down there too. So I tried to put in finger numbers where you needed it and the tab in there as well. So you can always look at the tab if you're confused about what's going on. And then the chord blocks are showing you what shape of the chords is there as well. So we have this D5. I hit the outside notes, the D and the A, measure, what is that, measure 5. And then I do just arpeggiate the inner notes. Then I'm back to a normal D. Then I'm back to a G. Now I would probably play this G2 with a B in the bass, 1st finger on that low B, 2nd finger on the A, 3rd finger on the D there, and so you end up with a little bit more of a richer chord there. And you've you're not really hammering on, but you're just adding that second finger. Starts off with it off, and then you add it. Okay, so trying that line again, I've got the D5 up here at the 2nd fret. D, G, G2, now C2, so my second finger is going to catch that C. You notice how on all these chords it starts out with the outside strings, the highest melody note, and the inner, the lower note, and then it just arpeggiates that inner line. Now, that inner line, I want to try and bring that back. So what's the most important is the melody. So I don't want to hear that, the inner part, as loud as the others. So I've got kind of an A minor 7th shape here. An A minor 7th, but I'm going to put my pinky down on that 1st string 3rd fret. And then I harmonize the melody in 6th. And then back to where it was before. Now, instead of just staying on that G, which is a good thing to do, I could have just stayed on that G. I thought it'd be a little bit more harmonically interesting to go to a different place, so I went to its relative minor. G, its relative minor is an E minor, so I did an E minor. And then why to play a regular plain E minor when I can just slide up 2 frets, catch that F sharp with my 2nd finger, and I get this beautiful little dissonance there. And then I would catch the D, not open like you would normally play it open. I'm going to play with my 3rd finger there. So listen to what that happened, what created there in those last 2 bars of that first page. A really colorful thing. You can even slide up to that F sharp. And then the next 2 measures are the same 2 measures that we just had. I would make sure to play that high G with your pinky. You may be tempted to be played with your 3rd finger, but you're going to need your 3rd finger coming up for those 6, so it's better to play that with your pinky there. Then back to our G2. Slide up for that E minor. Measure 17. Got to go way up here to the 5th fret, and I'm going to do just kind of a bar, a mini bar, on the 1st and 2nd and 3rd strings at the 5th fret with my 1st finger, a bar with my 1st finger. And then I'm going to add my pinky on that 1st string up here at the 8th fret, and I'm going to add the low A to it. So that's where I get this low A minor with this very high melody note on it. So starting at the beginning of that line, and you get extra points if you can slide in there, makes it pretty. Try and keep everything ringing. See how everything's still ringing? Then I'm going to jump back down here for an E minor 9th, or E minor. And then I've got to jump up here to the 5th position for this A2. Now, you may not be familiar with an A2, but it's an easy chord to play. I'm going to have my 2nd finger on the 3rd string at the 6th fret on that C sharp. 1st finger on the 2nd string at the 5th fret. And then I'm going to reach over with my pinky or my 3rd finger, either one. I kind of probably prefer my pinky, on the 1st string at the 7th fret. So you end up with these 3 top notes, and then a low open A. All right, there you go. So if I add that E minor to it, a little bit of a dramatic pause right there, and then I would start with the next line. D with the F sharp in the bass, so 2nd finger on this G, moving down to the low F sharp with the 2nd finger. Pinky on the high D, switching to the 1st finger C, and then back to the G. Now, if you wanted to repeat, you can just repeat right there and just go take it around again. And then just go back to the beginning. Now the secret is letting everything ring together. If I don't let it ring together, if you find your playing sounds like this, try and really make an effort to hold these notes out. So all of this is still being held down from earlier in the measure. The only time I get off of these notes is when I have to go to another chord. You can do a little hammer on there. I like to do it. Bring out that melody. Just put my third finger down on that high G and just roll the chord. There you go. A basic arrangement of Silent Night. Now, there is a larger lesson to this, and I go through a more advanced version, even a jazz version of this song. And so the link for that, if you go in the YouTube description down below, it'll have a link to some other lessons, and that gets you to the full lesson of Silent Night if you're interested in getting all of that, which I think is like 15 pages. There's 3 different arrangements of it. Everything's in notation and music tab and everything. So there you go. Enjoy playing this. Jazz it up as you need to, and have a great Christmas. We'll see you guys.